Hello everyone, I'm Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play of Avernum 4. Last episode, we happened to go up into the caverns of Mortax and found a Venatai, who was hostile against us. And then another Venatai, who appeared to be trying to help us. He gave us a message in a crystal that we have to transport all the way to the castle. But there's a lot that we're going to be fighting on the way, and it's going to be a while before we get there. In the meantime, our next stop, Fort Dovno in the Eastern Gallery. I'll probably skip over stuff as I head straight there. Alright, let's see. You enter the Eastern Gallery. This is an enormous cavern, the second largest in Avernum. Only the great cave far to the south exceeds it in size. The far walls of the gallery are out of sight, lost in the shadows miles in the distance. The ceiling, far overhead, is covered with long dangling streams of glowing fungus, and visibility is fairly good for Avernum. This region is hot and humid, full of wet, swampy areas and aggressive wildlife. This area is lightly wooded with the short fungal trees native to Avernum. As you look around, you think you can see figures moving about them. Humans stalking you in the distance. It looks like they are carrying bows. Formello north, Fort Dovno and Silvar southeast, Kotra southwest, Fort Dranlon west. Bandits. There was always a bandit problem out here. And it died very quickly. That one didn't die as quickly. That one did. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! There, that one's dead. Can't see what's going on down there. Now we can. No idea why there are bandits out here. Well, actually I do. There was always a bandit problem in the Eastern Gallery. Bandits and goblins, always in here. You suspect that this camp belonged to some of the mysterious bandits that ambushed you earlier. The letter you find in this wooden case confirms your suspicions. It reads, "Our contacts in the south have offered us a bounty. One travels with a message of importance. You should capture it to learn of its contents. There is profit for us in this. There follows a rough but reasonably accurate description of you." The letter concludes, "When you have the message in whatever form it takes, deliver it to the..." And then there is a symbol. It is an inverted crown. Great. So there's actually more happening beyond just the Venatai problems. Just what we freaking need. So not only do we have the Venatai and the Shades and the things in the water, but now we also have to deal with whatever this inverted crown is. Things just keep getting better and better. That passage leads further eastwards. Oh, hello! There is a small guard patrol watching this road. You know that they are taking care to not march too far or look too hard for enemies. That is an important survival trait for an Avernite soldier. The captain of the patrol inspects you carefully, looking for signs that you aren't a bandit and that he won't have to fight you. Finally, he says, "Well, you look all right. I'm Captain Ash. We're keeping this road clear, as you can see." Had any problems keeping the road clear? Troubles? Not too much. There are lots of bandits roaming around these days, but they're smart enough to not attack us directly. Say, if you're looking for adventuring work, stop into Fort Dovno and talk to the commander. He's been looking for mercenaries. What settlements are nearby? Well, there's Fort Dovno. That's just to the south. Then there's the cities of Silvar and Kotra, and Fort Dranlon is west. Quite a ways to the west. Tell me about Fort Dovno. That's where we're based. Right now, we're tired of fighting Bandit Lord Bragg and all of the thugs working for him. Tell me about Silvar. That's the biggest city in the Eastern Gallery, a good day's march south of here. Though I've been hearing ugly rumors about what's been happening there. Something about a big shade that appears and kills people. We don't know much more, though. Soldiers we send down there don't come back. Tell me about Kotra. That's a village to the southwest along the river. Used to be a big city, but it got destroyed in the war with the Empire. They're rebuilding it now. Tell me about Fort Dranlon. It's a 2-day march west of here along the river. Like everyone else now, they're having monster problems. Chitracks and sliffs. Believe me, I'm glad I'm stationed here. Captain Ash chats with you, taking care not to look around too much. If he doesn't see it, he won't feel honor-bound to fight it. I got ambushed not that long ago. Yeah, that'll happen. Isolated travelers are good targets. Glad to see you survived, though. Found a strange message. It had a crown symbol on it, upside down. Does that sound familiar? Crown inverted? Never heard of it. Maybe the commander will know something about it. Fort Dovno is just to the south. Sure. This private is tired, dirty, and in no mood to talk. She says that you should speak with her captain. Same thing there. Ash, Ellesmore, and Dunn. Well, I'm just going to take a quick look around the region here, just to uncover what I can, because that's what I tend to do. Fierce rats. Yeah. There, that one's dead. Huh. Looks like an abandoned house over here. Hasn't there always been an abandoned house there? I feel like there has. That looks like a shit rack. Well, at least they can die fairly easily. Marshworm. Well, at least the shit racks look like they always did. There we go. Now what's in here? There is a farmhouse here. It is eerily quiet and no smoke rises from the chimney. There are no signs of a battle. Perhaps it was peacefully abandoned. As you explore the farmhouse, you hear something from the window. Someone outside the house just coughed. There's someone out there. It may be the owner coming home. Or it may be something worse. My guess is it's something worse. Yep, more bandits. At least these are the ones with... And those don't have swords. Wow, there are a lot of these guys. And most of them died. Ow. Do you mind? You come back and die. You get over here and die. Alright, come on, die. Oh, come on! I didn't realize he was almost dead. Great. Alright. Well, he died. Let's get him back to life. He'd probably come back when we go into Fort Dovno, but I don't really want it. I'm concerned that if they die, that they don't end up getting any experience. That's why I'm reloading if someone dies here. I don't want them to lose out on experience. If someone could tell me the truth of that, please do. Fort Dovno, Silvar to the south. Alright, let's head south. Right into Fort Dovno. Come on, come on. Here's Fort Dovno. Take a look around the outside first, like I do. Because that's how I do things. Oh. I know what that is. The, graveyard. I suppose that's to be expected. Pretty narrow fort. And a wolf. Dire wolf, even. And it's dead. Okay. Is everything... Ah, another pylon. Touch. Yeah, we're still touching them. So sue me. Alright. Look at this little bit around out here. Alright. You enter Fort Dovno, one of Avernum's many small fortresses scattered about to keep the monsters under control. Fort Dovno is one of the oldest forts in Avernum. The walls are thick and sturdy and show the signs of many repairs. The soldiers here could also do with some repairs. Many of them have cuts and bandages from recent combat. They have seen action recently. As you enter, a guard in the guardhouse jumps up and grabs a spear. Then he looks closer, puts the weapon down, and says, "Sorry, thought you were more of the bandits." No, we're not bandits. Guardhouse. Nice building. Is it me, or is it... It looks like it's slightly larger than the building it's on top of. What the hell? You'll have a friendly and spirited conversation with this soldier. The warriors of Fort Duvno are a pleasant and outgoing group, eager to trade stories of battle and gossip of events elsewhere in Avernum. You'll learn that the commander of the fort is looking to hire adventurers to hunt down the bandits in the area. We can do that. There is a woman sitting here staring into the water. She looks very bitter and angry. She tells you that her name is Esther. When you speak with her, she tells you an angry tale of abandoning your farm to bandits and then seeing it be overrun with monsters. She tells how she is so desperate for help that she put a notice on the job board by the barracks. After listening to her tale of woe, you leave her to her angry vigil. Well, okay then. Duvno Arms, closed. Fort Duvno has a large inn where merchants can rest in safety on their way to and from the northern caverns. It is currently closed. The owner seems to have fled from the conflict. Oh well. Nothing in there. And there's a rat. That is now dead. Well, at least the rat problem in the old abandoned inn is taken care of. Okay. Okay, now the rat problem in the old abandoned inn is taken care of. Huh. Oh, that's an elixir. And they're not mine. Which begs the question, who was staying in the old abandoned inn? You meet the quartermaster of Fort Duvno. He paces around the piles of supplies, keeping notes on a clipboard. He has a bow over his shoulder, although you doubt that he has used it in a while. It is difficult to get his attention, but you finally manage. What? Oh, adventures. Marvelous. I am kissing with her, and I am very busy. You are the quartermaster? Yes, I gather the supplies and distribute them again, and I am sure, like every adventurer who has visited me in the decades I have been here, you will want my supplies. Well, I have none to spare. If you can find something I need, I might come up with something for you, but not until. What has been happening around here lately? Kissenweather points at the building to the west. Talk to the commander. He will be willing to tell you the details, I'm sure. But in short, there have been bandits everywhere, stealing from farms and travelers and hiding the loot in caches all through the tunnels. Caches, you say? Oh, of course. If you find a remote cave laden with death traps, it's surely where some bandits have placed some of their stolen goods. Kissenweather paces around the supplies, inspecting them, making notes and shaking his head. Never enough, never enough. What have you been short of lately? He seems surprised. What an odd question coming from your kind. Actually wanting to help instead of just looting my potions and fine iron weapons and running off? Well, since you asked, rats and mold recently made short work of our supplies. I need 20 sacks of meal to sustain our next push against the bandits. Get me that, and I'll see if I can shake loose some supplies for you. 20 sacks of meal. That would take some hunting, but there's almost certainly 20 sacks of meal somewhere in the north. There is a sheet of paper tacked to the job board. It says, "Take this to Tor, Fort Avernum." Nothing else is written on it. It's rather peculiar. Fort Avernum is east of Silvar, at the southeastern corner of the eastern gallery. Alas, the paper makes mentions no reward for its delivery. Goodwife Esther will pay a reward to any adventurers who can clear the disgusting slimes that have infested her farm. Esther currently resides in Fort Duvno. The farm itself is northeast of the fort, in the corner of the eastern gallery. Adventurers are assured that the slimes are weak and will pose no serious threat. Which means they will. Any adventurers who happen to be heading in the direction of Fort Dranlon are asked if they could maybe bring 8 chitrak claws to Marrowen, who is currently in residence there. The chitraks are causing quite a bit of trouble in that direction, and Marrowen pays well for indications that some of the nasty monsters have been injured. The bandits of the Eastern Gallery have been stealing all manner of goods from the good citizens of Avernum. It is believed that some of the stolen goods are hidden in caches in the eastern areas of the gallery. Any adventurers who find 3 of these caches are encouraged to report their locations to Kissenweather, quartermaster of Fort Duvno. A reward is offered. Well, okay then. What have we got here? Ah, this must be the barracks. Let's see. More guards. Warriors, actually. Whoop. Ah, this must be the jail. This bandit was left here to starve, which is what eventually happened. There's someone in here. This bandit has been in solitary confinement for some time. She is filthy, thin, and half-starved. The The purpose of this harsh treatment seems to have been to break her spirit and drive her mad. In this, they succeeded. Perhaps they did better than they intended. When you get close to her, she makes a strange, strangled screaming noise. Then she points at you. Her hand begins to glow. Despite her imprisonment, some of her skills are not lost to her. Ow! That hurt! And for that, you are going to die. You are going to heal. Actually, no. Make it spray acid. Oh, jeez. Okay. I spray her with acid, she sprays me with acid. It's a big acid family here. And summon a Chitrack. Okay. Almost got her. And she summoned more friends. Ow. Oh, dear. Okay, she's dead. That's good. Ow. Do you mind? Ah, come on! Ugh. Okay, healing. This thing is strong. Very annoyingly so. Come on. There we go. Bloody hell. The thing had to summon a strong thing at the end. Polar fur cloak. Cold resistance. Alright. Nothing in there. Nothing else, so... Alright, let me just run outside to get a bit of healing. Well, not healing, I mean to get her back. There we go. Pyrrha's back. Alright. Commander Johnson. This man looks like he has fought every struggle Avernum has ever faced, and each one wore him down just a bit more. He is old and tired, but he is full of just enough bitterness to keep him going. When you enter his office, he makes his face form a rough approximation of a smile. Ah, the adventurers. Good. I'm Commander Johnson. It's always good to have adventurers here that I can utilize. How long have you served at Fort Duvno? I've been here for decades, destroying all the foes of Avernum, without mercy. The only time when I wasn't here was when I served in the early years of Upper Avernum, and then I returned here. Preferred being up there, but I was found to be too harsh. Could I go up to Upper Avernum? I suppose. The portal there is in the Tower of Magi Ruins to the south, though with all the troubles lately, I would not be surprised if it was malfunctioning too. Yeah, probably. How are you harsh? Avernum has always been weak. The best way for us to fend off those who would harm us is to be brutal. We cannot afford mercy. If you look at the posts outside our south gate, you will see what happens to the bandits who have been tormenting us. That is my way. Goody. Commander Johnson twists the sides of his mouth upwards, still working on constructing a workable smile. Yes, what is it? More to talk about? What's the situation in the Eastern Gallery? A typical state of disarray. Fort Dranlon to the west is plagued by Chitracks. Silvar south of here has the Shade, though I do not have good intelligence on that threat. And we, of course, have the bandits, which is why I am glad to have adventurers to use. What are Chitracks? The meat-eating insect plague of the underworld. Always digging tunnels, laying their eggs, and emerging to raid farmlands. There are quite a few of them around Fort Dranlon now. I understand it has been quite a distraction for them, as their normal orders are to hold back raids from the savage sliths across the waters to the west. There is a Shade in Silvar? Yes, a huge, deadly, indestructible creature. Just lurks there, clouding the minds of the populace. And occasionally it floats around and kills people. It's not always there, sometimes it leaves. Though I hear that if it's there when you arrive, you can feel it. Tell me about the bandits. There are 3 clans of them to the northwest. The weakness of Avernum has made them confident, caused them to emerge to harass us. They must be crushed, of course. When I strike, they will all die. Painfully. But first, I think it is best to launch some precision strikes to kill their leaders and confuse them. Which brings us to you. What do you want me to do? Due west of here are some old ruins, the crumbled remains of the fort that preceded Fort Duvno. It has long been a lair for goblins, nephil, and other such vermin. It's currently occupied by a small pack of bandits led by a scoundrel calling himself Bandit Hanvar. Kill him. You will be rewarded. Simple enough. I was ambushed by bandits who bore papers with a strange symbol. It was an inverted crown of sorts. No, that means nothing to me, but it seems significant. Should you find yourself in the castle, inform them of this. It may be valuable. I am trying to carry a crystal to the castle. Can you help me? No, I can give you directions. Go south to Silvar, then Murtis, then south to the Tower of Magi, then west to the Great Cave. Follow the signs from there. Tell me more about the bandit leaders? Humans who have turned against their own kind, who feast off of our suffering, and who must pay. They came not long after all of the new troubles began. Bandit Hanvar in the ruins to the west, Raider Kelda in the old goblin caves to the northwest, and worst and wiliest of them all, Bandit Lord Bragg in the ruined castle far to the northwest. In the current times of trouble, I have enough forces to hold them back, but not enough to assault them. Okay then, that'll be something to deal with. This merchant has a small shop full of all sorts of useful supplies. She smiles. I am Pearl. Welcome to my shop. I have a variety of goods for sale, and I can buy equipment you no longer need. How can I help you? Well, we have a few things to sell here. Just like that. And what do you have for us to buy? Nothing we need, but thank you. Sage Walner. Okay then, a sage. This man looks like he is in his 50s, and he is deathly pale. It looks like he might be one of the original exiles to Avernum, back when the caves were first being used. There aren't many of them around anymore. He is portly and stooped over, but his eyes are still bright. He manages to speak with you and keep his potions bubbling at the same time. Welcome, young ones. Come to seek the wisdom of your elders, I suppose. I'm Walner, a sage from way back. Mostly work with potions these days. Lots of demand for it. You've lived in Avernum for a long time. Why, I've lived in this fort for a long time. I was in the first wave sent down here when the Empire was even more cruel than it is now. Why were you sent into Avernum? Oh, that was a long time ago. Back then the Empire wanted to get rid of everyone too different. So if you had the wrong opinions or the wrong behavior, or, as in my case, you loved the wrong people, down you would go. Loved the wrong people. I see. What was it like back then? Bad. We had to make everything ourselves instead of getting stuff sent from the surface from now. But I won't go on about this. I won't be a doddering old fool tormenting the young with my stories. I don't know. Stories can be fun sometimes. You need some doddering old fools to teach the brash, impudent young people when they need to actually take some time and caution. Walner chuckles and stirs his potions. What is it? Still need to use the wisdom of the ancient? What sort of things do you study? Oh, I've had a long enough life to learn about just about everything. I spent many years studying the lore of the caves, and of magic. Knowledge I've even been convinced to share. Can you teach me any spells? I'm afraid not. Memory's too rusty. But I think I have an old spellbook upstairs. See if you can make any sense of it. Can you teach me some of the lore you have accumulated? Arcane lore and nature lore. Handy, but unfortunately we don't really want to spend any on it. Can you make potions for me? Always glad to help an adventurer. All the potions I had in stock I've given to soldiers to help them fight the bandits. But if you have the right herbs, I can make a potion for you. Thank you. But nothing we need right now, and I'm sorry about that. Alright. A book up here. Well, there's also a dresser here with coins and one of these. This is an old and dusty prayer book with an obscure dialect. Looks like it was brought down from the surface decades ago, and Walner has not yet been able to study it. You are able to profit from reading it, though. You learn about a chant that shields your skin in holy energy. Your skill with the spell Enduring Shield increases. Yay! We haven't really used it, but yay! Explorer Siri, Traveler, Finder of Interesting Things. This woman is surprisingly young and lovely, which really makes her stand out in this fortress. She wears worn leather clothes, which show the signs of much travel. Her shop is full of unusual items, a collection of bric-a-brac accumulated from all over Avernum. It's quite an assortment of curiosities. She puts down the skull she was inspecting when you entered, stands and shakes your hand. I am Siri, a trader and traveler by trade. Welcome to my shop. Everything you see, even the disgusting things, is for sale. Let me see what you have for sale. Yew longbow, iron spear. Nothing we need. Have you done a lot of traveling? Oh, yes. Avernum is a lovely place if you are willing to appreciate it. And there are many artifacts hidden in remote caves waiting for people to find them. What did you find to be particularly beautiful? The waterfall warrens, definitely. A labyrinth of rapids through dark, winding tunnels, terrifying and beautiful, though pretty unreachable now that the rivers are infested. What sort of artifacts? Well, there have been so many explorers and travelers down here, and so many of them met bad ends, that there are quite a few lost items of great value. Some have monetary value, some have historical value, and, of course, some are the sorts of things adventurers might like. Do you know where I might find such artifacts? Oh, if I knew, don't you think I'd hunt them down myself? Turn down an adventure like that? I think not. Though I might mention, I have heard rumors. I'm hearing stories that someone has been going around Fort Dranlon, west of here, offering to sell directions to some amazing magical something or other. Hope the fellow comes out here. I'd like to hear what he has to say. You should keep your ears open in the towns. You never know when you can learn where to look for something interesting. Siri sits behind her desk and cleans the rust off an old swift spear. Still browsing, or ready to buy? How long have you had this shop? Not long. I only settled down recently. Before, I traveled and gathered. Now I rest and let new items come to me. Might you be interested in buying something from me? Go across the street and see Pearl. I work with her sometimes. She does the buying. All right, Siri. Thank you. Training hall. Not much there. And up here, what is there? Just another guard post. Okay, then. Well, I could end it now, but I want to see if I can find those 20 things. There's got to be plenty up here somewhere, so I am going to be doing a bit of searching around in order to find everything. There's got to be some all over the place around here. Hell, right here! Here's some. Alright. Oh, rat. Oh yeah, there's even some right back here. Perfect. So we got 3. We need 20. That's how much we need. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, there's got to be plenty out here. Alright. And I also just want to say, I really do love one of the things they have in this game, that they actually bring back characters and places from previous games like this. It really is great to see. I mean, sure, that is expected sometimes when you see sequels and the like, but still, it's really great to see it. I love it. Oop, didn't mean to go that far up. Nothing in there. Seeing old names that you remember. Suddenly cave worms start to burrow out of the rubble around you. Oh, great. Cave worms. Ow! Oh dear. How did that one not get hit? Ah, come on! Damn it, these things. Oh, come on! Really? Great. Great. Alright, I'll be right back. Oh, I don't know. Like I said, I like seeing them show up again because it proves they're still around. These people are still alive, and they're still doing the kinds of things that they always did. Walner, he was probably around for a long time. And he's still around, still a sage, still in Fort Dovno. Commander Johnson, he said he was in Upper Avernum for a while, and then he left. Which I believe he was. I believe I remember him. He was very harsh and, well, yeah. He was what he was. That's all I can really say. Nothing in there. Not going to be any in there. Tor, we've seen him mentioned before, and he is very memorable because he was pretty much one of the first people anyone ever encountered whenever they played the first Avernum game. He was the one who handed out all the stuff you needed. All your starting equipment. There's those two women who you encountered a couple times in the past. I wonder if we'll actually encounter them this time. Possibly not, but possibly. The only reason I say possibly not is because, well... Nope. The only reason I say possibly not is because in the last game they were actually heading back up to the surface. So they might not be down here anymore. They were in Silvar and Kotra, I believe. Ooh, perfect. 6 of them. That makes 13. 7 more. Almost there. All these names that you see, I just love seeing them come back. I really do. Might be a bit in there. Oh yeah, he's definitely over encumbered. There we go. 16, 18. 2 more. 2 more and we'll be done. There might be a few in Vermelho somewhere, I think. Okay, something is in Vermelho. It's still in there. Maybe there isn't. No, probably not. And they wouldn't sell any anyway. So... there should be some in the farms over here. Yes, there was a farm over here. There may be a few down here. Yes, there we go. Perfect. All taken care of. We got 20, we can bring it back. Alright. Decent enough trip. Please get out of the way, thank you. Annoying still that you have to run as far and as long as you do, but you just gotta deal with it sometimes. Sometimes. Right, round this way, round this way, round this way, round this way. There you are. I had the bags of meal you wanted. They are very heavy. Kissing Weather inspects and tallies the sacks of meal. Excellent! And infested with far fewer bugs than I expected. More than good enough for our soldiers. He leaves and returns shortly with a large flask. This brew is very useful, but only if we have majors stationed here, which at the moment we don't, so I can spare it for you. Is there anything else you need? Oh, well, now that you mention it, we need much more wine. The water is unsafe and disgusting. Even terrible wine is better than the alternative. If you can bring me 20 bottles of an edible vintage, I will make fair trade for it. Ooh, 3 energy potions. Alright, give 1 to her and 2 to him. Alright. And we sell these 2 crystals, and I'm not going to go looking for the wine right now. I mean, there's a few places it can be bought, but it's not as easy to find. We could probably get loads over in Elmaria or something, but another time. That'll be the end of this episode. Next episode... I actually want to take a look at the areas to the east. Then we'll head to the west and clear out that fort that we were told about. So, next episode we'll take a look at the eastern areas. Then we'll clear out the fort just to the west. That'll be in the next episode. Till then, I'm Chester44. That is Nova, Liren, John, and Pyrrha. This has been an Avernum 4 Let's Play, and I shall see you all next time.